Forget the drone strikes, forget the missile counts, forget every headline you scrolled past this morning. There is one number that changes everything about this war, and almost nobody is talking about what it actually means. The number is 0. For 25 years, that was the air-to-air kill count for the most expensive fighter jet ever built. The F-35 Lightning II, a $1.7 trillion program, over 900 aircraft delivered worldwide. Deployed in every major theater from the Pacific to the Middle East, and until 72 hours ago, not a single one had ever shot down another aircraft in combat. That number is no longer 0. What's up? I'm your host, and this is Trending Talez. Today, we're breaking down what might be the most significant aerial engagement since the Gulf War. An Israeli F-35 Adir just achieved the first confirmed air-to-air kill in the aircraft's operational history. And it didn't happen over some remote desert. It happened over Tehran. Let me show you exactly why this matters, far more than the headlines are telling you. Before we dive in, if you're trying to make sense of this conflict as it unfolds, make sure you subscribe to Trending Talez. We're tracking every development in real time, and the next few weeks are going to reshape the Middle East. You don't want to piece this together from headlines. Let's get into it. Here's what we know from confirmed sources as of this morning. At approximately 2:47 a.m. local time, during an Israeli Air Force deep strike mission targeting suspected nuclear enrichment facilities near Tehran, Iranian air defenses scrambled multiple aircraft to intercept. Among them was an Iranian F-14 Tomcat. Yes, that F-14, the same aircraft Tom Cruise flew in Top Gun. Iran is one of the last countries on Earth still operating this 1970s-era American fighter, a relic of the pre-revolution relationship between Washington and Tehran. According to Israeli military officials, the F-14 was vectored toward the incoming strike package and managed to achieve radar lock on one of the escort aircraft. What happened next lasted approximately 11 seconds. The Israeli F-35 Adir, operating in full stealth configuration, detected the Iranian aircraft before the Iranian pilot knew he was being tracked. The F-35 fired a single Python 5 infrared guided missile from an internal weapons bay. The F-14 took evasive maneuvers. It didn't matter. Impact was confirmed at 2:47 and 43 seconds. The aircraft went down approximately 40 kilometers northwest of Tehran. Iranian state media initially claimed a mechanical failure caused the crash. By sunrise, satellite imagery told a different story. Debris patterns, scorch marks, and the distribution of wreckage were consistent with a missile strike, not engine failure. Within hours, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed the engagement in a press conference. His exact words, "The F-35, Adir, has proven what we always knew. There is no sanctuary. There is no airspace we cannot reach, and there is no aircraft that can stop us." Now, let me take you inside why this matters far beyond one downed fighter. The F-35 was not designed primarily as an air superiority fighter. That's the F-22's job. The F-35 was built for something else, survivability in contested airspace. Its entire design philosophy revolves around one principle: see first, shoot first, leave before anyone knows you were there. The aircraft's AN/APG-81 radar can track dozens of targets simultaneously while remaining virtually invisible to enemy sensors. Its radar cross-section is roughly the size of a golf ball. Compare that to an F-14, which shows up on radar like a flying barn door. But here's what makes this engagement strategically significant. The F-35 wasn't supposed to need to shoot down enemy aircraft. The premise was that it would never be detected in the first place. The fact that an Iranian F-14 got close enough to require an engagement means one of two things. Either Israel deliberately allowed the intercept to happen to send a message, or Iranian air defenses are more capable than anyone publicly admits. I want you to think about what that second option means. Iran has spent years integrating Russian radar systems, Chinese electronic warfare equipment, and domestically produced detection networks. If they managed to vector an interceptor toward an F-35 strike package, even if that interceptor was immediately destroyed, that represents a data point. They learned something. They saw something on their screens that gave them a direction, an altitude, a vector. And in modern air warfare, even a few seconds of tracking data is invaluable. The kill was Israel's. But the intelligence might belong to Tehran. Let me paint the picture of what Israeli pilots faced during this mission, because the geography tells you everything about the risk they accepted. From Israeli airspace to Tehran is approximately 1,600 kilometers. That's roughly the distance from New York to Miami. The F-35's combat radius, depending on configuration, is around 100 kilometers. That means this wasn't a there and back mission. This required aerial refueling, multiple times, over hostile or semi-hostile territory. The route options are limited and each one carries risks. The northern route goes through Turkish airspace or skirts it closely. Turkey is a NATO ally, but relations with Israel have been strained for years. Every kilometer in that corridor is a diplomatic calculation. The central route crosses Iraq, American forces still maintain a presence there, which provides some coordination capability. But Iraqi airspace is also monitored by Iranian-backed militias with surface-to-air capabilities. The southern route goes through Saudi Arabia and then cuts north. This is the longest path, but potentially the safest, assuming Riyadh quietly looked the other way. We don't know which route the Israeli jets took, but we know they had to cross at least 3 countries, refuel in the air while potentially under observation, penetrate one of the most heavily defended airspaces in the Middle East, complete their strike mission, engage in intercepting aircraft, and then do the entire journey in reverse. Think about the coordination required. Think about the tanker aircraft that had to be positioned precisely. Think about the intelligence assets feeding real-time data. This wasn't just a fighter pilot pulling a trigger. This was an entire military apparatus operating at peak performance across thousands of kilometers. And they pulled it off over Tehran, not over some border outpost, over the capital itself.